Good morning class, Sairam. Today we are going to start with next topic, that is friction. So what is the friction? Try to understand. Suppose if we have any object that is kept on any particular surface and the mass of the object is m, and in that case if we apply some amount of force to shift this block towards the right, then if we apply very lower amount of force or very lesser amount of force, you can say, then this block will not move, there will be no motion. But as soon as we keep on increasing the amount of force, there is a chance or there is a tendency that this block can move towards right. Now suppose if we apply at least minimum 10 Newton force, at which this block will just start to slide on this surface, then this 10 Newton force is called what? That is called our friction force, limiting friction force. So what is the definition of friction force? It is basically the force that acts between two surfaces, these two contact surfaces. And why this acts? Because there is some gripping. We can say there is some what? There is some gripping between these two surfaces. These two surfaces may be rough and they can make very strong grip by intermolecular locking. That is called locking of molecules. They lock in each other by their shape. If this shape will be very smooth, then you can see that in that case your friction will be very less. Okay, so practically it is determined that that friction force that is of two kind. One is called static friction and second is called your kinetic friction, Fk. So thing is what, if your blocks starts moving, then this gripping or this interlocking between these two surfaces become very loose because it is continuously moving. Then in that case your kinetic friction becomes less. And if we talk about magnitude of these two forces, then it is understood in this way that your maximum friction or limiting friction, Fs maximum, that comes out to be proportional to n. Means if your block is very heavy and its normal reaction will be very large, that is mg, okay, then your friction force will be more. Means if the mass is higher, then you have to apply more amount of force to move it. And to remove proportionality sign, we can say that your maximum force equal to some constant into n. That constant is called coefficient of friction. In case of limiting friction, you can say, or static condition, we can denote it by mu s subscript s. And if your body is moving, then Fk is represented by mu k into n. As you can see, this is equation number 5.14 and equation number 5.15. One more thing is that your limiting friction or static friction is less than, equal to or less than mu s into n. Means if you are applying only 1 Newton force, suppose at 10 Newton force this block will start moving, so maximum value of friction force is 10, but if you are applying only 1 Newton force, then your limiting friction will also be equal to 1 Newton only. If you are applying 2 Newton, then it will become 2 Newton. Okay, like that. So suppose if we try to understand this concept with the help of example, it is saying determine the maximum acceleration of the train in which a box is lying on its floor remains stationary given a coefficient of static friction is this much. Now we know that our limiting friction Fs equal to mu s into n. Okay, and this will become how much? It will become mu s. This is mu s basically. And it will become mu s into n, normal reaction, that is mg. And suppose due to this static friction your acceleration is a, in that case this acceleration can be written in this form, means mu s times of g. So mu s is given, that is 0.15 and g is 10. We have to consider g is 10, and here we will get our maximum acceleration, that is 1.5 meter per second square. Now for a inclined shape, it is saying that a mass of 4 kg rests on a horizontal plane. This is mass of 4 kg rests on a horizontal plane. The plane is gradually inclined until at an angle of theta equal to 15 degree. Means at 15 degree we will keep on increasing its height up to this angle 15 degree. Then it is saying that at this angle this mass just begins to slide. Then what is the coefficient of static friction? Now we know that if the particle is at rest at this condition, it is neither moving in downward nor moving in upward. Okay, means neither towards left nor towards right. Then we can say that total force on this particle should be 0, or in magnitude we can say that left side force, that is mg sine theta, should be equal to its friction force, that is Fs. Now this block has a tendency to slide in this direction, in downward direction. Okay, and one more thing, why we are writing mg sine theta, because we know that its mass is m and its weight will be mg in downward direction in this way. And if this angle is 90 degree, then this will be 90 minus theta, and this angle will be again theta. So mg will have two components, one is mg cos theta and another is mg sine theta. We can write mg sine theta equal to Fs, and this normal reaction will be equal to n equal to mg cos theta. Okay, if you will divide both the equations, you will get tan theta equal to Fs, that is mu s into n upon n. Okay, so tan theta will be mu s, and value is given 1015. So our mu s will come out, that is 1015 degree. So remember, if 15 degree value is given, then you can write your answer, that is 1015 equal to 0.27. Otherwise you can leave up to here also. Next question, it is saying that what is the acceleration of the block and the trolley system shown in figure. This kinetic and static coefficient are given. Coefficient of kinetic friction is given 0.04. What is the tension in the string? Now in this example we will try to understand that here we have a block whose weight is W, and basically this trolley is connected with a string like this over pulley. Okay, and one 3 kg block is suspended from this string. Now 3 kg block is very high, its mass is very large if we compare to the friction force. Okay, then as a result this 3 kg block is moving in downward direction. Okay, its acceleration is in downward direction. Now total force in downward direction, that is 30 Newton, that is weight of the object. And suppose in opposite direction we will have tension force, because it is away from the body always, and total force in downward direction should be more, that's why it is moving in this way. So we will write equation 30 minus 3a equal to what? 30 minus t, you can say, not 3a. 30 minus t should be equal to 3a. Okay, and for this block we can say that your tension force should be equal to this tension force, and acceleration is towards right. So we can say that MA 20A will be tension force minus Fk. Okay, and here you can see that 30 minus t will be 3a and t minus Fk will be 20a. Now here you have to note down that coefficient of kinetic friction mu k is given, that is 0.04. So we can write this 20a equal to t minus Fk, that is 0.04 into W. Okay, and one more equation we already got, that 30 minus t equal to 3a. Now if you will pay attention here, then how many unknowns are there? One is small acceleration a, second is t. Two unknowns are there, and here also one is t and second is a. In terms of weight, if we have two equation and two unknown, then we can solve together. And this value you can understand that W equal to 20 kg, that is given. So we can replace this 20 kg. So basically we will have two unknown only. After solving that we can get our answer, that is acceleration equal to 0.96, and tension force you can see that is 27.1 Newton. Now second thing we have, that is rolling friction. So whenever any vehicle or object starts moving on a path, okay, and it rotates as well, it is moving in a straight line as well as it is rotating, then the kind of friction that is acting in these two contact surface, that is called your rolling friction. So different examples are given here where this kind of friction we can observe in daily life. Like you can say this is ball bearing placed between the moving parts of a machine. This diagram is for any particular complex machine. There you can see that these two bearing balls or these three bearing balls, the kind of friction force that will be your rolling friction. Okay. Next we have circular motion. Now understand, so whenever any body rotates in a circular path, okay, its speed is v and it is trying to rotate in a circular path, like our planet is rotating in a particular path, okay, then in that case it says that there is some kind of acceleration that is acting towards the center, and this acceleration is called centripetal acceleration, and its value is given by v square upon r. Okay, so if any acceleration is acting towards center, then we can say there should be some force also, and force towards center, that is centripetal force, is given by mass into acceleration, that is mass into v square upon r. Like here, this object is trying to move in this circular path with speed v, and we know that acceleration is v square upon r towards center, where r is the radius of its path. And we can see such things in daily life also. Whenever a car try to make a turn on a curved road, on a curved section, then there is some kind of centripetal force will act, that will be F equal to mv square upon r. The necessary centripetal force that is required for moving a car in a path, that is provided by friction force. Okay, like here you can read that centripetal force for motion of a planet moving around the sun. If planet is moving, then that centripetal force is provided from gravitational force. Okay, if the car is taking a circular turn, in the next line it is saying if the car is taking circular turn, then that centripetal force is the force of friction, means friction provides that force. And similarly on banked road we will discuss after that how your centripetal force will be provided. So if your car is moving on a level road, on a plain road, okay, then on level road we can say there are three kind of force acting. One is weight of the car, that is mg, and second is normal reaction, that is n, and third is your frictional force, that is f. So here we can say that car is not moving in vertical direction, so we can say that vertical forces are equal in magnitude, that is n equal to mg. Okay, that is n equal to what? Mg. Now centripetal force is required for circular motion. This F is unbalanced force over here, so this friction force is unbalanced, so it will become centripetal force. Okay, and we can write that F equal to mv square upon r. If this is static friction, then we can write this value. Now we know that Fs equal to mu s into n. Or we can write mu s, that is mg, equal to mv square upon r. From here m to m will be cancelled out. So maximum speed that we can provide, that will be mu s rg. So this is the expression for at maximum speed. Now in case of a banked road, okay, in case of banked road you can see where your outer level is higher for the road and inner level is lower. Suppose that inclination angle is theta, and at this angle your car will have a tendency to skid always in outward direction, means skid of car or skid of any vehicle will take place along this. Okay, in that case, first we will understand how many kind of forces are acting in this situation. Number one, that is weight of the car mg, and second will be your normal reaction, that is normal to the surface, and this theta angle is also given. And one is static friction, because your car will have tendency to skid outside, so your friction force will try to oppose it. Okay, and after that we can make its component in x and y direction. Like mg force is already in y direction, so we will leave it as it is, but this static friction force will be resolved in two component. One is along vertical direction, that is f sine theta, and one is along horizontal direction, that is f cos theta. Because we can say by alternate interior angle, this angle is theta, then this will also be equal to theta. So f will have two component, one is f sine theta and another is f cos theta. Similarly, this normal reaction will also have two component. This angle is theta, it is given because we can determine it from simple mathematics that this angle is 90 degree whole angle and this angle is theta, so remaining is 90 minus theta, and we know that x-axis and y-axis are perpendicular to each other, so this angle will be theta. Okay, now we can say that vertical forces should be equal. Okay, now understand what are the vertical forces. Because car is not moving in vertical direction, there is no acceleration in vertical direction, so n cos theta should be equal to f sin theta plus mg. So this is the equation, that n cos theta equal to mg plus f sin theta. Here also you can see n cos theta equal to f sin theta plus mg. Okay, f sin theta plus mg. So this is equation 5.19a. Now second equation is that horizontal force should be equal. Now there is unbalancing horizontal force, that is f cos theta plus n sin theta. So f cos theta plus n sin theta, this is unbalancing force. So this will provide our centripetal force. Okay, that is mv square upon r. But we know that this maximum friction force should be less than mu s into n. So we will replace this value. So in equation 5.19 this f is mentioned. This f you can replace by mu s into n. The first term is as it is, here you can see n cos theta. Second term is mg, that is as it is, and third is f sin theta. We can write mu s into n into sin theta. So this 5.19 becomes 5.19b. Now in equation 5.20 also we can see that first term is n sin theta, that will be as it is. Okay, this n sin theta will be as it is. Now second we have f cos theta. This f will be replaced by mu s into n. So it will become, second term will become mu s into n cos theta. Okay, and third term, that was mb square upon r, it will be as it is. mb square upon r will be as it is. So this is equation 5.20b. Initially it was 5.20a. So now what we have to do, from here we can see that this equation we can write n cos theta. This term will go to the left hand side. Okay, I am talking about equation 5.19b. This mu s into n cos n sin theta will go towards left and it will become mg. So from here this n will become mg upon cos theta minus mu s sin theta. Okay, now pay attention, this will be your value of n, that is mg upon cos theta minus mu s sin theta. mg upon cos theta minus mu s sin theta. So you can understand that we have determined this value. Now we will substitute this value of n in equation 5.20b. Okay, if you will replace this value over here instead of these two things, then you have to solve it, and mathematically you will get v maximum. Means this v you will separate. This expression for v you will calculate, and that will come out rg into mu s plus tan theta upon 1 minus mu s tan theta. Okay, and whole power will be 1 by 2 because v is in square form. Here you can see that v square will be given. So if you will take under root, then this 1 by 2 will appear. Now understand, if your mu s equal to 0 means your road is such that there is no friction. Okay, in that case replace this mu s 0, tan theta plus 0 will be tan theta only, and this 1 minus 0 will be 1 only. So our expression will be rg tan theta power 1 by 2. Okay, now we will try to understand the same concept with the help of example. Now it is saying that we have a cyclist who has a speed of 18 km per hour on a level road. and take a sharp circular turn that is of radius 3 meter. So r is 3 meter and its speed v is 18 km per hour. You can convert into meter per second also. And without reducing the speed, the coefficient of static friction is on the level road that is given mu s equal to 0.1. Will the cyclist slip or not? Okay, if his speed is maximum, if his speed is more than the limiting speed, okay, he is driving his cycle is more than that limiting speed, then he will slip. So we will try to understand, we will try to calculate what is the maximum value. Now we know that v was mu s rg. We calculated for a level road, expression is mu s rg. Here we derive this relation that v should be equal to mu s rg, that is the maximum speed. Now in this example, this v is your answer, you will verify this, but mu s is given, r is given, and g you can take 10. So if you will solve this, okay, then this value comes out to be 2.94. okay, and if you will compare 18 km per hour into meter per second, you will get your answer 5. You know, by multiplying 5 by 18 we can convert it. So we have to see if speed of cyclist is more or lesser than maximum speed. So we can clearly see that it is maximum. Okay, so cyclist will slip while taking the circular turn. So he has to reduce his speed to be safe. Now next is that a circular racetrack of radius 300 meter is given, r is 300 meter, okay, and that is banked. Basically it is talking about this particular situation. Then angle theta is 15 degree, and here coefficient of friction between the wheels of the race, that is given mu equal to 0.2. What is the optimum speed of the race? Okay, so we have already determined this expression for optimum speed, that v maximum, here you can see that v maximum equal to this much. Okay, if we will apply this formula, here we know that r is given, we have to replace r, g is 10, mu s is also given, here you can see mu s is given, and tan theta is 15 degree. Okay, and then we can determine easily what is v maximum. So understand, here in this expression r, g, mu s, tan theta, if you will replace all values over here, you will get v maximum equal to 38.1 meter per second. And one more condition, it is saying that if you have no friction in that particular road, okay, means no wear and tear takes place of tire, that means there is no friction. In that case we know our formula that we will use, that will be this one, v equal to rg tan theta whole power 1 by 2. How we got this expression? We just put mu s equal to 0. Okay, then we got this expression. So v naught you can calculate rg tan theta power 1 by 2. R is 300, theta is 15, and g is 9.8. Not 10, g is using, it is using 9.8. So you will get one more answer, that is 28.1 meter per second. Okay, so this is the way how we can solve problems on circular motion.